All right, well, this is my very first YouTube video. Well, YouTube not short. Um, it's been a wild ride. As you can see behind me, this is my Aurabot that I've been playing since League start with a few people. Garden of Numbers and The Real Captain Carl on Twitch. And I was asked to create something for the new player crowd. I will be showcasing this on Twitch. I'll put the link in the description until we min-max the build, which will take probably quite some time. But back to the reason I created the video. When I created the video. There's a lot of you out there that may be wondering, how do I start an Aurabot? How do I get into an Aurabot? Can an Aurabot go solo? The last question I'll answer later on. I'll actually create a second video for this, because I need to demonstrate it. I need to actually go and league start that content, or at least go and start that content and see if it's viable as a league start. But essentially what you'll do is you'll do an animate weapon and then use the buffs that you grant as an Aurabot to those to the animate weapons. But to this video, there's a few people who've been asking, hey, how do I get into this, right? Usually Aurabot is not something you league start. It is something you can league start, as I've showcased up to this point. But it's not technically advised because the amount of currency you need to actually get the Aurabot running, while it is fairly low, if you don't have a partner to play with, obviously it doesn't make sense because you need to do damage. I will have the links of the 3 POBs of the players that are in our trio. I mentioned them before. We have a link bot who is actually the highest amount of health that is on the server at the moment, or servers at the moment, at 24.7k life. They provide like 15 or 1700 flat fire damage to our carry. The carry is running a Wind Ripper. That Wind Ripper, normally people are like, Wind Ripper, why would we want to use that? That seems like a very starter bow until you get your crazy Ellie hit bow. To be honest, with the link support, and even without the link support, we're demolishing tier 16s, tier 16 defiled cathedral maps that are pretty juiced. I wouldn't say like maximum juiced with wing scarabs, but we're doing gilded scarabs and we're face rolling the content. And then obviously my support being Aurabot. I run at this moment 13 auras. No, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, 13 auras. With the potential to add. Oh no, I have 14. I have a haste on Divine Blessing. My current gear is Sign of the Sin Eater for the weapon, Matua Tapuna for the increased effect of non-curse auras. I'm running Victorio's Influence right now, but it's actually +3 to give my damage auras a little bit more oomph, including precision. An Alpha's Howl with Discipline, mana reservation efficiency. This I will replace soon with a better helmet, but for right now, this is what I have. 2 rings with stats, preferably int and strength with reduced mana cost of skills, and ES, maximum ES. Jinx Juju for the increased effect of non-curse auras from skills. I do not need the chaos resistance, but the int is also very nice, because I am the chaos resistance is not needed because I am CI. Technically, I went CI a little too early, since you can see on the bottom left-hand corner, I'm sitting at 3,300 shield instead of, maybe the 4.5 or 5k that most people will run to CI on. But anyway, my gloves are Shaper's Touch gloves. These are good with +2 aura because I'm running my purities in this. You need your purities to be level 23 for them to give you 5 additional maximum resistance, and then that can be scaled to what I have it now, which is 86 to all res. And you want to put another high value aura in the 4th slot, and in my case I put Veil Discipline so I can get more energy shield pumped out from my my aura. Pretty much Crystal Belt with flat max ES. I have a lot of res on this because there was a time when I didn't have a lot of aura effect, and this res actually kind of saved me. I will be switching out this belt for a Mage Blood once I get one. Not very close to it right now. We haven't gotten huge drops, but once we do, I'll definitely be switching that out. And the Bubonic Tro with 24 reservation efficiency and 32 max movement speed. The duration of elements is nice, but it's not necessary if you have your carry running period of elements, which I do. Oh no, not my carry. The Link support is running period of elements. You can do 1 socket. We tested this. You don't need 2 socket Bubonic Trails as long as you have the unique jewel and the magic jewel affecting you. In this case, the one for me is Kurgal's Gaze. I got lucky with the Corrupted Blood immunity, and you have a place for your magic jewel, magic Abyss Jewel. As you can see, my tree, I won't get too much into this. You can see it in the POB, but essentially we're doing a pretty generic end game tree, which is you get all the reservation efficiency that you can, and you run, well, at least I'm running 2 5 passive voices, which will eventually get replaced to 3 passive voices, and an 8 passive, it could be anything, but I had attack damage with max CS. You do some small cluster jewels that are at least 25% increased effect before you go CI. I say that every one of these are 7% mana reservation efficiency, so I've got 8 of those. I'm running an Intuitive Leap, which gives me these 2 so I can save some points. I'm not quite level 100 yet, and we also make sure we get our Militant Faith here, so we with non-curse aura increased effect. You want to have at least 200 devotion for this to really give you the next breakpoint for your max res. Without 200%, I believe you go down to 85% for all, unless you have different gear than what I have, like a more effect helmet or an in-game chest piece. In-game chest piece would be 30% increased effective auras. I also tried, so unless you're taking a lot of points here, you won't be able to reach the 210 or the 200 breakpoint that I was talking about. So I went ahead and got an Unnatural Instinct in this slot, which gives me quite a bit of devotion. It gives me 80 devotion, quite substantial. Plus some res, some movement speed, which is nice, and I think that's all that I care about. Skill effect duration is also not too bad. And the strength and dex. So yeah, that is the build in a nutshell. You can usually start, depending on the prices of the items, an Aurabot with about 12 auras, which are most of the defense auras, plus actually all the defense auras, and then you can do like one damage aura to kind of pump out to your carry. With about 250, 200 chaos, right? Maybe 2 divines, right? Obviously, I haven't looked at that too closely, but I know my Aurabot last league was about 250 chaos to start, and I had about, I think I had 10 Rs. Anyway, so yeah, look for those POBs in the description. I will be making a second video with some content around how the starter is going, where we are in our progression, and I'll put an update video as we get to that point. And like I said, there will be a second video, likely later on in the week, talking about how to build an Aurabot that can solo. Anyway, thanks for coming by. Happy to see you, and we'll talk to you in the next video.